This is a very simple, easy recipe. It is. I got this from a girl named Stephanie on Facebook. You just take all your ingredients, put it into one bowl, beat them, and then put them into your prepared bundt cake. That's it. You need one white cake mix, one package of blackberry jello. If it's hard to find and you cannot find that, that's fine, guys. Use black cherry. If you can't find black cherry, that's fine. Use raspberry. It's okay if you cannot get blackberry. 4 eggs. I have 1 cup of, well, altogether this is a half a cup, so I have 2 packages of chopped walnuts. I just took a glass and I squeezed them in hand, but I put them down and I took a glass and just broke them up a little bit more to make them a little bit smaller. You're going to need 1 cup of blackberry wine, and this cooks out when you're baking. And again, if you can't find, and you can find this is everywhere, but if you couldn't find it, raspberry would be good too, but you can find blackberry in many brands. I have a half a cup of oil, vegetable oil. And that is it for our cake. And then we'll get into our icing later, so let's hop to it, guys. And it's going to be a easy, yummy cake. Guys, I dumped the white cake mix in here, and it's just it's your typical box size. I'll tell you what size I use. It comes in a couple different sizes. I think one's 18 ounce. This is a 15.25 ounce box. Guys, right there. That's okay if yours is bigger. Don't worry about it. You're good. We're going to dump, I put my eggs in here. I dumped 4 eggs in here. You dump them all in at once. We're going to take our jello mix. And again, if you can't find blackberry, use some kind of berry, and that's fine. I think they even have wild berry now, but here it goes, just like this. Okay, yummy, smells good. Here's our oil. Again, half a cup of vegetable oil. I'm going to measure out 1 cup of black raspberry wine. Okay, hang on, guys. I used to drink Armor Mist back in the day. You know what? I'm not a wine buff per se, and cheap is fine by me because this one tastes good. But here we go. And this is called blackberry wine cake. And that's it, guys. It is that simple. The nuts we're going to use to put in our cake pan, and when we do layers. But this is, I'm just going to take the beaters right now and beat this until it's well combined, and I'll be back. Guys, I took a half a cup right now of the nuts, okay? And you could use whatever nut you want. You could use almond, you could use a mixed nuts, you could do pecans. I'm using walnuts. I'm going to put this whole bag on the bottom. Okay, so a half a cup on the bottom, just like so. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to take some batter, not half, and just pour it in. And I already have my oven pre-lighting to 350, guys. Okay, like this. Okay, I have to clean this up. I have to clean my hands. So let's get the other package of nuts. And we're going to alternate now. Nuts, some batter, some nuts, and finish with your batter. So I'll use a 1/4 cup in here. And if you really wanted to, guys, you could mix this with a little cinnamon. Okay, if you wanted to, even a little brown sugar, but you could make a nice little streusel for this right now. And a little cinnamon would be very good with the blackberry. Okay. Some more batter. Just right on top. Just like this. Okay. The rest of the nuts. Okay. Alrighty. And now the rest of the batter. And this is going to cook for roughly 1 hour, guys, in a 350, like I said, pre-lit oven. It could be 45 minutes, it could be 50, 55 minutes, it could be 65 minutes. You want to check about 55 minutes. If you have to go an extra 5 minutes or even an extra 6 minutes, that's fine. Guys, I'll see you in about 60 minutes. I'm going to check my own after about 55 minutes and cook it till it's done. And you want to stick it with a toothpick or a wooden skewer till it comes out dry and clean. For my piece, like I said, my husband doesn't really like fruity wines, which is fine. So I'm just going to use about, I don't know, guys. So I just want to taste. I guess about 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar for me. And aren't these cute, guys? Hold on. Look. If you know me, you know I love kitty cats. Isn't that cute, measuring spoons? They're all kitty cats. Anyway, so that, and we're just going to put in a little wine. We're just going to drizzle it. Just like this. And again, the beauty with working with powdered sugar, you make it too thick, add more liquid. You make it too thin, add more powdered sugar. Alright, so now I'm just going to stir this. And I'll be right back. Okay, guys, and roughly, this is what it looks like. This is what you're left with. And if you feel more comfortable, guys, cooking your wine down, like, or I should say, burning the alcohol off, by all means do that. And then you can add it to your powdered sugar, like we discussed for the kids. That's one method. I think for my husband, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to use the the jelly or the soda yet. I don't know. And I would open this, but I don't have many boxes left, and this was hard to get, the Blackberry Jello. So, just to show you that it works, but trust me, it works. I think I'm going to go with the the soda right now, but it has to be full sugar, not diet. Guys, hey, I took this much soda, just a little shy of a half a bottle of soda, and I boiled it on the stove top, oh geez, for about 10 minutes on high boiling. This is what you're left with. Do you see that? You just do it. It's like a nice thick cough syrup. See how that gets? This is what happens when you boil soda. It becomes a syrup. And you don't get much, do you? You can see in there. That's not much, but that's enough for the glaze. I also, oops, sorry about that, guys, to show you. I took a little bit of the jelly and I melted it down. And I would continue melting it a little bit more. But this is all going to become liquefied. And then, technically, if I want, I may just add a little bit of this to his reduced soda. And if you don't want any more berry flavor, guys, guess what? Just use a nice vanilla glaze. A little melted butter, a little vanilla extract, a little powdered sugar, a little cream. And you could do a little dash of cream or tartar and all. All right, I'll be back. Just going to get the icing, the glaze ready. So you're going to be putting this on when the cake, half of it when the cake's hot. So here's a cup of powdered sugar. And then I'm going to add, you add whatever flavoring or liquid you want to make your glaze. It could be plain vanilla. It could be even a cream cheese. It could be one of the methods I show you. And in the meantime, I'll show you when the cake comes out, because you're supposed to do half of this. As soon as the cake comes out, you keep it in the pan. It doesn't say to poke holes in it, but I'm going to poke holes in it. Otherwise, that icing is just going to sit on the bottom. When you flip it out, all that yummy icing is going to be stuck on the bottom. So I don't mind some of it on the bottom, but I want some of it to go into the cake. Anywho, so let's hop to it. Guys, here is some of the, look how thick that got. That's the soda. That is that soda. This is black cherry soda. And I'm going to add a little milk to this. I have to get my melted butter. I'm going to add that. I'm going to add a little bit of the jelly since I already melted it. Guys, here is the melted butter. Okay. Okay, just like this. Okay. Put that in the sink, and I'll be back. As you can see over here, the cake came out. I cooked mine for, here's some the blackberry preserves melted down. Now, just so you know, before I stir that, this just came out of the oven, so I know that's going to be very hot. So hang on before I get burned. Okay. So hang on. Okay. Now, this is really going to be the bottom of the cake. Oh, let me just say again, I cooked mine. Let me shut my timer off, because I checked it, I smelled it, and it's definitely cooked. And I cooked for 53-ish minutes, give or take. Okay, I'm trying to get another skewer. Hold on. So you could just see, nice and clean. Okay, now because we have to ice this when it's hot, you could use whatever you want, as thick as you want. I'm just gonna poke some holes in here. Okay, otherwise all the glaze is gonna sit on this, and I want some to go in here. So you don't have to do this. By all means, you don't have to, but okay. So now let's get going on that glaze. It's gonna be hot. Yep. So I'm gonna get a little liquid in here. Hang on. Added a little milk. If you had cream, you could do heavy cream. We're just gonna stir. And again, if you have extract, you could definitely add extract to this. I still may just add a little vanilla extract. Okay, I'm gonna taste it, and we'll go from there. So I'm just gonna continue stirring it. If you wanted to, you could have used some soda, straight up soda, without cooking it down. I'm just gonna throw a little vanilla in here. I'm gonna put it in a cup, probably about a cupful, which is almost a teaspoon, but not quite. And then I'm gonna stir it. Guys, you don't have to. I'm just gonna do a little hit of lemon. That was it. Did you even see it? That's how little I want. Okay, I'm gonna taste this, and I'll be back. That little hit of lemon that I like. Again, because you're supposed to be using wine. But okay, so now we're gonna do. It says to do half. I'm not gonna do quite half. Okay, because I want the top to be have the most glaze. So we're just gonna put it in like this, push it around, and this is gonna sit in here for a good 30 minutes. That's it. And then we're gonna invert it on a plate. So I'll just do a little bit more, push it in here, and then guys, I'll see you back in 30 minutes. I'm just gonna rush this along. I got 4 minutes left. This is what it looks like having 4 minutes left. I just gotta get dinner started. I'm very late tonight on dinner. So I'm just gonna invert it. Normally I would take this and put it on top of this pan here and then flip them together, but I'm not. I should just make sure. There. Now I'm just gonna hopefully pray real quick, give it a little knock. That's gonna come out. Because I did grease it good, guys. I did. But it seems sticky. Usually you take this out of the pan after 10 minutes. Hang on. I just took a little bit of the real red wine glaze. You know, the blackberry wine glaze I made. And I just put a toothpick right there. Okay? Now I'm just going to take the rest of the glaze. And again, you can make this as thin, as thick as you want. And here we go. Okay, and it's still very warm, this cake. And this is all we're going to do, guys. Back and forth. Okay, and I'll be back. And you want to make sure you get inside here too. This is personal preference. I chose to, like I did last time when I made my blueberry lime bundt cake. I drizzled some on when it was a little warm, so it kind of melted in a little bit and gave me a lighter glaze. Then I'm going to save about this much for when the cake is completely cooled, and then I will glaze the rest. See you then. Real quick, because I mentioned I was doing dinner. I'm doing a piece of salmon cooked in the air fryer with a mango chutney. If you're interested, I will make the recipe, and once I upload it, I will post the link in this video down below, so you can look in descriptions, or just look under my videos. I have like over 200. Here's the cake right here. It's all done. I'm going to take a bite. I'm going to cut it into it right now, but it's very pretty. See? Okay. Ruffles agrees too. So I cut into this. I just want to say to Stephanie from Facebook, thank you for this recipe. I appreciate it very much. So we're going to cut my piece that had, and now this is still warm, guys. It's a little cold, but it's still warm. So I'm just going to cut it. Just like that. Let me go get a plate. Guys, here is the cake on the inside. What a pretty pink color. Wow, very nice. Let me get my plate. Hold on. Okay. Now let's take a bite. Let me move this out of the way. Okay, hang on, guys. Let's try it. Okay. Hang on, guys. I hate chewing on line. Hang on. Not line, guys, but on camera is what I meant to say. Just taste the cake. It's a very moist, delicious cake. And you don't taste wine, but you do taste like a blackberry. It's a little bit of the nuts. And I would definitely recommend putting that hit of lemon, that little hint of acid in your icing where you glaze. Very good. Stephanie, delicious. It's a winner. I eat the whole piece. I have a little bit more of the wine glaze. Let's just put it over here. Yeah. I like my blackberry wine. And guys, you know what? Again, you can make a nice streusel. You could definitely do a nice streusel. Oh my God. Streusel in the middle of this. And you could also do a little blackberry jam. Now let's eat it. Delicious, guys. I'm gonna take this bite right here. Let's try it. Guys, I was not trying to finish my plate, and I did. Anywho, I just wanted to say to Stephanie real quick. She's the one who gave me this recipe. Thank you so much for the recipe. I so appreciate it. It is very good. It was a tasty wine cake for sure. And again, everyone else can just experiment with different flavors of our fruity wines. It's a nice cake. And guys, real quick, so you don't miss my next video, why don't you hit the notification button? I don't care if you subscribe or not. You don't have to give me a thumbs up. Obviously, if you like the recipe, you could give me a thumbs up. But you don't have to. But you should hit the notification bell. It does nothing for me, but it just lets you know when I make another recipe and I post it. Otherwise, you won't get notification. You'll never know when I'm posting more recipes. So if you care, and you want to watch one, definitely hit that notification bell. And until then, everybody, stay healthy, be safe. I hope you liked what you saw. I hope you'll give it a try, and I hope to see you definitely in my next video. All right, guys, take care. Bye.